What's up, comic fam? SFon82 here, and this past new comic book day was a big one. I got a nice stack here, courtesy of B&M Amusements, so stick around, check out what I got. Alright, welcome back. Now, like I was saying, I got a nice big stack. This was a big haul this week, and I've been picking up some pretty big stacks. I've had some pretty big hauls here recently, but this one was a big one. And some pretty good stuff in here. But I figured we would go through what I picked up this new comic book day and check it out. So first off, now I have a really cool LCS I go to. It's B&M Amusements here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Buddy, the shop owner, he's an amazing guy. And every time he takes down the posters, the promotional posters out of the shop windows, he will always let me have the ones that aren't already promised out to anybody. So I'll pretty much go through whatever the stack of them after he takes it down. But I was able to grab this What If Venom poster, which is really cool. I like this one a lot. I just happened to see it sitting there on the counter, and I was like, man, nobody wanted that one. I want it. And he's like, man, take it. So thank you, buddy, at B&M Amusement. Awesome poster. And it does have creases in it. So they don't typically sell these, but you could get most of the crease out. I don't know that you could get it totally out, but you could get a lot of the crease out. But I put them up anyways. I like to make my comic room have as much of the comic shop feel as possible. So it kind of adds that. I like it. But anyways, I picked up this free Marvel must-haves, and this was really cool. If you guys did not pick this up, definitely see if it's still at the shop next time you go back. This is worth picking up. This was absolutely 100% free. It collects Deadpool or Spider-Man Deadpool issues 1 and 2 from some years back. I can't remember the exact year that came out, but it collects issue 1 and 2 of that, and it collects Immortal Thor. I want to say issue 2 of the newest Thor run, the Immortal Thor run, and it has a Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, issue 1 of, I want to say, not the run that came out this week, but one of her newest runs. But it has 4 issues of, you get 4 comic books inside it, so pretty cool. Nice thick book. Now this starts off this is my DC stuff. Now, I love picking up DC Black Label books, and not too long ago, I finished a book by writer Christian Ward titled Batman City of Madness, and it was a DC Black Label book. It was a 4-part series, and I always have fun with these DC Black Label books. I really enjoy them because with DC Black Label, they're not canon, so the writer is able to play around with the characters and stories in in Gotham, the whole world, and it makes for some really exciting, really good stories that you would not see normally. But this one is the Batman First Night issue 1. This was written by Dan Jurgens, and I picked up, I think this is the cover. It's a movie poster variant that I picked up for that issue, and it's really cool. I like this a lot. It's a really nice cover. But I really like that a lot. I actually read this book. This just shattered my expectations. This was an amazing book. This is, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10, honestly. This is a great book. It takes place in 1939, the Great Depression. And just, it's a great story. It ended with a big twist that I was not expecting, and I can't wait for book 2. But I don't want to give anything away. Moving on with my DC pile, picked up this blank for the Batman ongoing run. This is for issue 145. It is a black blank sketch variant, as you can see. And I was reading that Joker, the little Joker arc that they just did. I'm not currently reading the ongoing series, but I thought I would pick up that cool blank there. It's got a cool trade dress on it. I also picked up this Batman reprint for, this is Batman issue 411. It's a foil facsimile or reprint. And I also picked up the blank for that as well because I really like the trade dress. I try to pick up, you'll notice if you watch any of my haul videos that I try to pick up a blank or two every week. And in hopes of taking them to a convention or getting a cool artist locally or anywhere just to do work on some of these for me one day. But I like picking up blanks. That one's got a really cool trade dress. That's all my DC. So just a couple of DC this week. This is moving into my indie stuff. Starting off the indie stuff, this is Crave, and we are on issue 4. Crave has been really good, and I don't normally like these mature adult type series with the sexual content and stuff like that. Believe it or not, I don't typically read that type of stuff, honestly. But with this is a really good story. It's about this app, and there's just a lot of craziness going on with it on this campus. And I've enjoyed the story so much. The artwork, the interior artwork is a lot like what you see on the cover. The same cover artist, the same one that does the interior art is the same one that did this cover. And the same one that also wrote the book. Maria Lovett. I hope I'm saying it right. But I love this series. If you guys aren't picking up Crave, check it out. It's definitely worth picking up. Moving on, my next pickup was Void Rivals. This is issue 7. And typically I'm just picking up the A covers for Void Rivals. This was the start to the Energon universe. And this is probably my favorite title as of right now for all the titles on the Energon universe. And just to clear up and tell you which titles I'm reading, I'm on all the titles so far except for Duke. Duke is the only one I'm not reading. I'm reading Cobra Commander, Transformers, and Void Rivals. So picked up this. I think this is cover A. And this was a good issue. I've already read this, and this was really good. It continues to be good. And we're going into the second arc now of this original story, Void Rivals. Highly recommend it. And especially if you want to get in on this Energon universe, definitely worth checking out. Next up is a horror series. And this is from Sumerian. And this is The Fog. I wanted to check this out because I'm a big horror fan. And also a friend of mine, one of my closest friends at work, one of our things that we kind of share a common bond over is horror. And he used to collect comic books as well. So whenever cool horror stuff comes up, I always pre-order him an extra copy. So I had picked up a different cover for this. It had like a ship on it and some fog. But I already gave it to him, or I would show you guys that one. But I have this one to keep. I just basically let him pick which one he wanted. And I took the rest, but I got this one, The Fog issue 1. I have not read this yet, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Also picked up this cover. And then, of course, I had to pick up a blank. Get some cool horror stuff done on that one day, maybe. And next up for my indies, The Last Ronin Re-Evolution. I picked up the Kevin Eastman B cover. Had to go with the Eastman when it comes to Ninja Turtle stuff. Anything Ninja Turtles, if there's the option to get the Eastman cover, I always go with the Eastman cover. This is a weird format. I wanted to talk about that for a second. It's kind of a thick boy. It's got the square bound spine on it. But it's a weird size because it's not as wide as a magazine format. And I'll show you. I'll put this Batman First Night behind it. It's not as wide as a magazine, but it's the same as far as like how tall it is from here to here. It's the same height, but the width, it's not as wide as the magazine format. I don't know what format this is. I don't particularly care for this format. I would have rather maybe the magazine format, but whatever. I'm going to quit complaining about stuff that doesn't matter that much. It just doesn't fit. Like I've got a Silver Age. I typically use Silver Age bag and boards. And I've got this in a Silver Age bag and board. If I put it in I have magazine bag and boards, but then you would have this huge gap. So it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. See how it's hanging? hanging over there. But anyways, I read this. This was great. I love this new team of Ninja Turtles. Uno is my personal favorite so far. But this continues the legacy. It's a brand new group of turtles, and I am enjoying this. So I may continue on with this. It is pretty good. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Next up, moving into Marvel, I picked up Weapon X-Men issue 1, and this is the John Boy Meyer cover. And this was a pure cover buy, I'll be honest. I did read this. It was okay. It was decent. It was okay. I don't plan on going forward with this series. I already have too much on my plate as it is. But just not my thing, really. I just wanted to pick up this cover. This was a pure cover buy. John Boy Myers killed it. I love the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. And we get him on the cover here. Awesome John Boy cover. Moving on. This was probably the hype book of the week. Ultimate X-Men issue 1. Of course, I had to pick up the cover A. And also picked up a couple of other covers for this series as well. Thought this Betsy Cola variant was very nice. So I picked that up as well. It's got Maystorm, that new character on the front. And I also picked up a Mark Brooks variant for this. So picked up those for Ultimate X-Men. I did read that as well. And was talking about it on Instagram the other day. This was unusual. It was good. Was it on par with the other Ultimate books that I've read so far? No, I don't think that it was. And do I think that it was as good as Ultimate Spider-Man? Absolutely not. Was it as good as Ultimate Black Panther? No, it was not. But was it a good book? Yes, it was a good book. On its own. On its own, if you're not thinking of it as part of this new Ultimate Universe, it was a pretty good book. I like Peach Momoko personally. I do like her stuff. Just with her doing the interior and writing, it felt like an indie horror, to be honest with you. And before you call me crazy, read it and check it out, and you'll see what I mean. It definitely has an indie feel, and there is a little bit of a horror vibe going on. It is good. I would say pick it up. Don't go crazy like Ultimate Spider-Man or Ultimate Black Panther. Just pick up a cover to read, and yeah, just pick it up. Pick it up to read. Don't go spec crazy or nothing like that, because I don't see it blowing up like Spider-Man or Batman or Spider-Man or Black Panther or this Ultimate series that's going to be coming up. That is going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. Next up, Spectacular Spider-Man issue 1. Check this foil out, guys. This is an awesome foil. Let's see. I don't remember who did the foil. Marquez. So Marquez foil for Spectacular Spider-Man issue 1. And here you've got Miles Morales and Peter Parker. And they have agreed to meet up every so often and catch up. Because only, what's the best way to explain it? Okay. Only Peter could truly understand what Miles is going through, and vice versa, because they're Spider-Man, So they decided to get together periodically, and but just so happens the first time that they get together, all hell chaos breaks loose. We got this this crazy hulked out Jackal creation that they are taking on. I did not expect Spectacular Spider-Man to be that good, honestly. But it was good. It was pretty good. I'm going to really have to think about whether or not I'm going to continue with the series, just because I am so into Ultimate Spider-Man. And I think that I may just stick with Ultimate. But this was good, though. Definitely pick it up. Especially if you're a Spider-Man fan, pick this up. I grabbed the foil for that, and I also grabbed a blank, because you can't go wrong with a good Spider-Man blank. I feel like there's so many different things you could do with this blank. That would be awesome. So picked up the blank for that. Next up was Miss Marvel Mutant Menace. This is the Derek Chew variant. I like Derek Chew's variants. I like Derek Chew's artwork a lot. But I usually pick up his variants when I have a chance, if there is the option. But this was pretty good. I read this. it was decent. I don't know that if I will continue on with this one either, just because my pull list is so big, not because it's not good. If you are a fan of Kamala Khan, you will like this book more than likely. But I don't think that I will continue on with it. So we'll just leave it at that. Next up, I picked up What If Aliens issue 1. Now, I have not read this yet. And, okay, I grabbed the Scotty Young variant. I thought that this was a very cool and hilarious cover. I don't typically pick up a lot of Scotty Young stuff. I am a fan of his. I do like his stuff. It's another rabbit hole, and I just don't need to go down it. But I do like his stuff, and I do grab his covers from time to time if I see one that particularly sticks out to me. And I thought that this might be a good read as well, even though I don't typically like Aliens. When Marvel first got the property, I started on that series when it first started, and I read a couple issues and just wasn't really into it. It wasn't my thing. So I don't know. I will read this and check it out just to see what's different in it. But I picked that up. Interesting. And next up, Sensational She-Hulk, and we're up to issue 6 of Sensational She-Hulk. And this is one of the books that I look forward to the most every month. I love what Rainbow Rowell is doing with this title. This was such a fun read. I read this earlier today. And you have, it's kind of going back to the relationship with her and Jack again, Jack of Hearts. And I really like that. It's exploring the relationship. They take a vacation to this planet really close to the sun, and they go on a little getaway, and it's very entertaining. It's a lot like the John Byrne Sensational She-Hulk. It does remind me, and it even makes references to the run in this issue, which is really cool. It makes a reference to the original issue 8 of that run. So, and I collect the cover A's, the Bartel. Bartel has been doing the A covers since the last run that Rainbow was writing, and I collected every single one of the A covers for that, including the second prints. And I'm continuing to do the same for this one. So I love these A covers. I don't like the covers for this run so far as much as I did Bartel's covers for the last run, but these are still very beautiful. And I'm really liking this one, and the next one coming up is beautiful as well. I also picked up, and I don't typically pick up headshot covers. Last time around we had Todd Knock doing the headshot covers, right? And now we have Mark Brooks. Mark Brooks is doing all these headshot covers, and I'm not really picking up any of them. They're just not my thing. However, I did pick up this one. I pre-ordered this one because I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And I'm a huge She-Hulk fan. Blah, I can't talk. I also pre-ordered, there's a really nice Jubilee bubblegum headshot cover for Dead X-Men that I pre-ordered. It's not out yet, but it's going to be awesome. It has a yellow background where this has a green background. It's got Jubilee blowing bubblegum, so that's going to be a great cover. A lot of bubblegum collectors are going to be after that one. But that was my haul for this week. I think I had 21 books total before I gave the book to Daryl. 21 books total. We went over $100 this week, and that's not a good thing. We don't like doing that. So, but anyways, it was a great week. For the most part, we had some really good books. The Batman First Night being probably the highlight as far as reads. And really like the Sensational She-Hulk as well. But there were some good reads and some great covers. Can't wait for next week. We got some good stuff coming next week. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Until then, I hope you guys have a great week. Please like, please subscribe, and I will see y'all next time.